The function f of x is defined by f of x is x squared minus 2x plus 5. Explain why f of x cannot have an inverse function for its natural domain. Well, it's a quadratic. There's no problem with any input value. So the natural domain is just x is all reals. So we're going to have a parabola, and we know that that is not one-to-one. State a suitable restriction for the domain of f of x so that, with this restriction applied, f of x can have an inverse function. Well, there are things that you could do that are very trivial, like just saying x equals 3. That's one-to-one. But normally when we do this, we want the largest possible domain that works. So, if we think about x squared minus 2x plus 5, let's complete the square. X minus 1 squared, take away 1, add 5, is x minus 1 squared plus 4. That tells us we know that this one is happy because the coefficient of x squared is 1, positive. That tells us that the turning point here is at 1, 4. So if we just went from 1 this way, we only had the right-hand limb, that would now be a one-to-one function. Note that you could go to the left as well. So either to the right or to the left. I'm going to go to the right because it's the normal way we go. So what I'm going to do is say, well, x is a real. X is greater than or equal to 1. We're then asked to determine this inverse function and state its domain. Okay, so we've got y is x squared minus 2x plus 5. Interchange x and y. X equals y squared minus 2x plus 5, which we can write, that would be 2y. Y squared minus 2y plus 5 minus x is equal to 0. So y would be equal to 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 minus 4 times 5 minus x, all divided by 2. So y is going to be 2 plus or minus the square root of 4, take away 20, plus 4x, all divided by 2. So that's going to be 2 plus or minus the square root of 4x minus 16, all divided by 2. So 4x minus 16 is 4x take away 4, and it's under the square root, so that becomes root 4 root x minus 4. So that's going to be 2 plus or minus 2 root x minus 4 divided by 2, giving us 1 plus or minus root x minus 4. Now we have to make a decision here. Now this is the inverse function. Remember about how the domain and range switch around between a function and its inverse. So we want the range of this to be from 1 upwards because that's what we define to be the domain for this function. So we need to take the plus, and then it's going to be 1 plus root x minus 4, the domain for this would be the same as the range for the original function, which is from 4 upwards. So we can say x is a real, x is greater than or equal to 4. And we could tell that from the square root as well, because we can't have a negative under there.